Hello, my name's Luke Lau, Subject Coordinator for ACM 2003 Interactive Programming at Victoria University. In this short video tutorial, we're going to cover the basics of importing and actually using sound files in Adobe Flash CS4. So the very first thing we're going to do is import this sound file to the library. And we do that by going to File, Import, Import to Library. Now never import to Stage, always import to Library. Okay. And I've already downloaded a file from soundsnap.com called dub stomp bass in C 152 beats per minute, and we're just going to rename this so it meets our naming conventions to dub stomp bass SND. Every second word starts with a capital letter. Okay. Now I'm going to rename the layer to background music. And what I'm going to do is just to get that music file on that layer, I just simply click on the layer, click on the file, and drag it into the timeline. I drag it onto the stage. And what you can see is the line here is added to the timeline. Now I'm just going to undo that. You can see it's been removed. I just click, drag, and keep your eye on the keyframe of the very first frame, and it just gets added on. Okay, and that just signifies that there's a bit of sound on that frame. Now if I click on it and then go to Properties, you can see there's a whole heap of options here and some info here regarding this sound file. Now the important thing we need to do is to change repeat ×1 to loop. So what happens is after it's finished playing, it will just play again endlessly. If we want to only play it a specified number of times, we just go to repeat and then times whatever we want to do. But we just go loop. Okay, now we want to have it on sync to start, saying that the actual sound file will start playing at the very start. Now, what we're also going to do is play around with some effects. Now, what we can do, because the sound file is stereo, so it plays at the left and the right, we can have it so it just plays out of the left speaker or the right speaker. We can start off very loud on the left and then fade to just the right. We can also just fade to left. We can fade in both channels, and we can fade out. Now what I want to do now is the custom. And what this does is it allows us it allows us to fade in the left and the right channels however we like. If we wanted to, we can actually reduce the levels for the whole track here. So you can see, ever so slightly, that I'm just reducing the volume of these tracks. So the higher it is, the louder it is, the lower it is, the softer it is. Now, this is the left speaker, and that is the right speaker. And we've just clicking, you can just create a new point to interact with this timeline. And we press OK, and it's then applied. Now you may want to do this if a sound file that you've actually imported is way too loud and you just want it to be really soft and ambient in the background, so you'd actually modify it through there. Or if it's really, really soft and want to amp it up a little bit, you can do that. Okay, so just in review, to import a file, we go File, Import, import to library. Then find the file on the desktop or wherever you've put it. Once imported, rename it to the naming conventions we've been using previously. So it's first word lowercase, every second word starts off with an uppercase letter and ends off with SND. To import it on the stage or to put onto the timeline, drag the file onto the stage. This is signified with a blue or a purple line on the actual frames. Click on the file, and that'll allow you to modify the sound file so it can play an infinite amount of times. You can also modify it so it starts when the actual timeline starts. And you can also play around with the effect or how the sound file is presented to the end user. It could be left channel only, right channel, fade to right, fade to left, fade in, fade out, or a custom method. Now, if you have any questions, please speak to your tutor. Otherwise, post it up on the bulletin board and one of our tutors or one of your peers will answer your questions. Furthermore, I'm actually going to put this file on the bulletin board so you can actually look at it, review it, and play around with it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial. Thank you very much.